Hey everyone. I used to get really frustrated when everything wasn't perfect, when I couldn't carry things out a certain way. And if I'm being completely transparent, sometimes I still do. But I'm learning little by little as I grow, little by little as Jesus heals me, even in my later years. I'm one of those late bloomers, you might say. But one of the things that's really helped me with this, that God has really been using in me, is shorter form content when I'm writing. Stuff like the 6 word story that I covered before that Ernest Hemingway once wrote, and they've been just a lot of fun. But you'd think, oh, that's easy, but it's not to write a complete story, fiction or nonfiction, in 6 words. Um, or the other challenges like a list poem, where you use a list and then you make a poem out of it, or what they call a persona poem, which is where you write from the perspective of someone else. And sometimes even in these moments where you have these certain guidelines, or I'm just going to call it restrictions to some degree, even, they can feel discouraging, feel defeating, feel, really lacking. And in a way, they can be, but also they're not, because they force us to grow. They force us to be challenged and teach us creativity. God uses these moments to teach us creativity. Jesus does. He's doing this with me. And the thing is, it doesn't just translate it's not just in writing, it's also in every other aspect of life. It carries over. So whether it's writing, whether it's, sewing, woodworking, whatever thing you're doing where you find those restrictions, those things, even if you're aging and you're learning these things and it's a struggle to learn them sometimes or master them, um, don't let this discourage you. Let this encourage you as I'm learning. Even when it doesn't work out perfectly, or maybe it won't be right exact to what you're hoping for, even in the daily life of living in this thing called, um, you know, entering a day. So I just want to encourage someone of that today. So these restrictions, these constraints aren't always a curse. They can be a blessing too. So I just want to encourage someone with this today. Don't be afraid of those moments where you have those limitations or those restrictions. So there's blessing there too. So if this has been a blessing to you, feel free to share this post, like it, share or like anything here, anything. Um, I'd highly recommend a picture I didn't expect as well, as of in one of my other videos that I posted. So have a great day.